Crafters. In tonight's video we're going to be making a baby card, and we're going to be using the Wooley Friends Photopolymer stamp set and punch. I'll also show you how to use the Stampin Positional Tool. This is my first card using it, so I'm a little bit clumsy with it. Bear with me. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Give me a few seconds so I can show you our latest promotions. Our latest promotion is the exclusive Join offer. It runs from February 3rd to March 2nd. Each new demonstrator gets a free Stampin' Positioner with their starter kit. What's a Stampin' Positioner? It's our newest Stampin' alignment tool that makes stamping easier and more accurate. It allows you to stamp precisely aligned images and create repeating patterns and two-step stamping images easily and make multiple projects in just minutes. Well, here's that card we're going to be making tonight. Let me show you what we're going to be using. We're going to use the Wooley Friends, and we'll use this stamp, this stamp, this stamp, these two stamps, this stamp, and this stamp on the inside of the card. And then we're going to use this punch. We'll use this punch and this punch. We won't be using this because we want the one with the two legs, and it'll cut it off. And then we're going to use this die right here from the Stylish Shape, the second smallest die. So we'll get started by stamping the inside of the card. We're going to take a piece of basic white and we're going to cut it out 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, or that's going to be 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters, and we're going to stamp that. Now I could stamp it right on this plate right here, but I'm going to use our new positioner. And I have a piece of paper on there, and that has the grid marks on it. So let me just pull this off here. It has the holes here, and that'll position it on here because there's pegs here to put them on. And then it has the grid lines on there so that you can position things where you want them to be. So I want to put this on here, and this is 4 inches. Remember I said that? So I'm going to put it at the 4-inch mark. Then we're going to take our stamp, this one right here, and I'm going to put it on here. So it says, "You are simply fabulous." And I want to have it centered here, so it's going to be over that 2-inch line. So you can see here's the 2-inch line, and I want to have it somewhat centered here, a little bit on the upper side. So I'm just going to put it right about here. And I can eyeball it and see that it is centered. I'm going to put my magnets down, keep it in place. I'm going to just make sure this was still lined up right. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it on there. There's holes here and there's pegs here. And when I put that on those, that's going to keep this from going back and forth. I'm going to set it down, and there's springs down in these points here. And I'm just going to press it down to pick that stamp up. You notice that it's picking the paper up. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to clean it off with this. This has a little bit of water on there. Then we're going to reposition this. We don't have to do anything with the stamp because we already positioned that. As long as I put this back in the same location, it should be fine. And then these magnets, there's little hinges on here, so that allows you to pick it up. So then we're going to stamp this up. I'm going to use our Balmy Blue. And then we're going to position it, and we're going to stamp it down. So remember this. And these are springs loaded, both of those. So I'm just going to put it up here. The whole thing goes down at the same level. There we go. Then we can wipe this off. And then I'm going to just wipe this without that pad on there, make sure we don't have any ink on this. And we're ready for this. I'm going to let that dry. Next we want to stamp our card that is cut at 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches, or that's going to be 10.8 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And let me get that right here. And you know what? That's not what we want to do. We want to put it right up here. And I want to position one of these on here next. So I'm looking to see, there's little etchings on there, and I want that facing the paper. So that's where I'm going to put it this way. And I want that where our first one to be positioned. Right there. And then we're going to put the stamps down, and I'm going to stand up and make sure I've got that level there. And we're just going to pick it up with this. This also has springs on there, all 4 corners, so that keeps it from shifting on us. And we can just pick this up. And we're going to do the pool party first. I'm going to try and set it right here and see if we can't ink it up. And I did get a little bit on the hinges here, or the springs here, so I'm just going to wipe those off. Great. Then we're going to wipe it off, and we're going to come in with the lemon lolly. And I want to move this around so that we don't get a divot in here. We want to come close. This is going to overlap, so we're going to go over one more. And I'm just going to rub that. Then we're going to do our pool party next. Nope, balmy blue next. Move it around. Again, we don't want it to overlap, so we're going to go one more. So we're going to clean this off, and then we're going to move these out of the way, because now we're going to need to do the center. So we've got to take this off from here, and we want to put it down where we want it next. We're going to do it right about there. That should work like that. So we're just going to pick it up, and we're going to do the balmy blue again. And then we just press it down. And what we want next is our pool party. And I got a little bit on the springs again, so I'm just going to wipe those off. Then we need to reposition this once more. And we want it to be right about here. I want to see where this is coming in. That looks about right. We'll pick that up. And then we're going to use the pool party once again. And I shifted this, so let me get that back where it belongs. So let's stamp this up, move it around. Then we need yellow next, or lemon lolly. Okay, and then we have one more. That should be our balmy blue again. I need to move that up there, and I think it goes right here on those. Move it up a little bit more. Oh, that was going to happen. I shifted it again. So let me get it back down where it belongs. That looks good. And we'll just clean this off. Next we want to do is stamp our lamb. And I've got a piece cut at about 3 inches by 5.5 inches. Just need a scrap piece because we're going to stamp all our images on here. So we're going to take the lamb. This is the body for the lamb. We don't care where this one goes because we're going to fussy cut this one out because of the extra legs on there. Then we're going to cut this one next. That's the detailed one. And then we have our lamb's head. We'll do it like this, because we'll cut out the bow first and then we'll come in and get the lamb next. And let's see what else is there. And then we have our sentiment, welcome cutie, and that needs to be right about here because we have a circle to go around that. We need to make sure that we've got enough room there. So that should be everything left to stamp. So I'm just going to bring our panel back in. I want to pick everything up. And we'll line the paper then. I think that was about right. Okay, so we want to do this in black, the lamb, totally in black. We want to make sure that we're getting it good coverage there. And then we'll do this in our balmy blue. And I think I got a little bit of black on there, so I'm just going to wipe that off real quick like. Okay. I'm going to close up these other ones before we get our elbows stuck in them. Okay, then we're going to turn this over. We're going to press them down. Everything looks great. Then we're going to come back and we're going to do the bow in blue. And I'm going to line that up right about there. Then we just need to come back in with our balmy blue again. Perfect. And I'm just going to clean off this balmy blue. So we are done with this stamp positioner. All we have left to do is cut these out. And we'll do this with our punch first. I thought I had it the wrong way, and I do, because I can't get that down there. So we'll do do the bunny first. I think I can get him out. I don't think he's going to cause a problem. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure I have about 1/16 of an inch of white around the bunny, and I'm pressing halfway down. And now that I'm double checking and it looks good, I'm going to press the rest away. It cut out this bow here and tried to cut out this bow, but we don't need that. We need it down here. Now let's see if we can't get this back down here. I need to get my scissors here. I'm going to cut this away. Get that lined up. And then just press it out. There's our bow. I'm going to put this on our positioners. One thing about these magnets, you can pull them apart if they get stuck together. They aren't as strong as the other magnets were before. That's great to be able to do that. So we need to fussy cut our lamb now. And I'm going to use these scissors because I can't find my black snips. So we're going to use these. And what you want to do is you want to turn the paper and not the scissors. And I'm going to leave like 1/16 of an inch for a border around the lamb, all the way around. I'm just going to close this up too because I don't want that to get with my elbow stuck in it. So we still need to die cut this. So let's go bring in our mini cut and emboss machine. And we're going to use this plate right here. So we need the number 1 plate, this one right here, number 2 plate, then our paper, then our die, and I'm going to get a piece of paper or a piece of tape here. Just give me a second here. And when I'll get that lined up, we're going to use this post-it labeling cover-up tape. It sticks securely, removes cleanly, and you can use it over and over. And I have a piece here that we're going to use over. Okay. That looks centered right about there, so I'm just going to put that on there. All we need is put on our second number 2 plate and cut this out. All right, we have all our pieces here. Let's make our lamb. We're going to color him up a little bit. I have some light gray granite, and I'm going to just put some coloring into his ears in this curly Q up here. And we're going to just outline these little puffs here. And we're going to make his legs gray granite. That's the light gray granite. Then we're going to come back with the dark gray granite. And I'm just putting it on 1/2 of the leg. So using it on the left side. Then we'll come back with our light again. Just kind of blend that out. And we'll go over these yet. Then we just need to put the head on here. And we're going to go right about there. And I'm going to use a glue dot to put that in place. I'm going to put one right down here in the bottom, sort of at his jawline on the right and left side. And then we'll put one up closer toward the top. And we'll probably catch that with the dimensional on the other side of the paper here. Just give me a second when we flip this over. I'm going to put this right about here. Then we need to glue this in here. And I'm going to bring this in. This is our Sweet Petunia glue gun. It's not Stampin' Up! Product. This is what I have inside the gun. It's a Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. It's just that I can't squeeze this. I have arthritis, so this glue gun works really well for me. I'm going to use our silicone mat because I don't want to get glue all over the work surface. And I just need to put a little glue right up here. There. Now we're going to finish our card. We've got our card base that's cut at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, or 14 centimeters by 21.6 centimeters. And I need a score line on there. So I'm going to bring our trimmer up. We're going to use our trimmer to score this. I'm going to place it at 4.25 inches. And this is our trimming blade right here. The next one underneath is this trimming blade. And then I have a third one here that I put on that has glitter written on it. I use one of the trimming blades. When it gets dull, I put it down here, write glitter on it, and I use it for glitter and foil paper. That way I'm not dulling this one. Okay, let's go back and forth a couple times. Then we're going to fold and burnish this. I like to burnish it on both sides to give it a nice crisp edge. Then we need to glue this down. We'll glue it right about here. This I used on the other side, and I was having trouble with the stamp, and there's two sides of the paper, so I just turned it over and started using this side. This, you see, I didn't have the stamp pressed down completely onto this, so there was that fingerprint almost every time, and we were trying to get it out of there, and I couldn't get it to come out, so I took it off and restarted, and it worked really well. So let's come down and put glue on this. And we're going to start in the middle in case there's a glue gob there. And I can draw really fine with this. I just got it squeezing lightly. I want to get a little bit into the corner there. I'm going to put a little bit more in the middle. And I'm going to put it on the landscape in order to put this down. And I want to match these corners up. So we're making this line up with the card base. And then we're going to just use our bone folder to get it all lined up. I'm getting any glue bubbles out. I'm going to open it up and get any glue bubbles out that way. Okay, then what we want to do next is we want to put this inside the card. And do the same thing. We're going to line it up, but this time I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch for a border on all four sides, and that's going to be about 0.3 centimeters. I got a piece of vellum cut at 3 inches by 4.25 inches, or 7.6 centimeters by 10.8 centimeters, and we're going to glue this down here, but I don't know where I'm going to put the glue because I don't want it to be in a spot where I don't have something to cover it up. So we're going to just glue that down on top of it, and we can glue this piece down then after that. I'm going to do it this way because that seems to have a bend in there, and I don't want it to get caught on anything. So we're going to go this way. We'll do one right about here, and we'll do this up here then. And we're going to put these on with dimensionals. I'm going to take one of these dimensionals and put it right up here, top of the lamb's head. And then we'll put one down here.
by his feet. And one on the other side by his other foot. And then we'll put one more over here. These should have been cut in half, or maybe use the small dimensionals, but I thought we can go with these tonight. They only cost about a penny a piece, so I'm not out a lot. Then we're going to put this on right about here. And we can take this and we'll cut those in half. I've got some right here I can cut out. Then we're going to line this up right about here. And then we can put the glue on the back side in these areas. So that way we won't see the glue through the vellum. We want it lined up just about here. We're leaving about 3/4 of an inch for a border on all four sides. And we'll let that dry a little bit. And I see I got a little bit of adhesive right there, so I'm going to try and take that off. I've got an adhesive eraser, and it'll lift that up really easily. I think we are done. Now, isn't this just the cutest card? Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Sunday, March 1st at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing something from the online exclusives. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.